Hey guys, what's up? It's Adam here, aka To See the Guy. We're here on the Movie Vault to review the next installment into the Halloween franchise. Halloween Resurrection, which came out in the year 2002. Got it on Blu-ray right here in this triple feature. Oh god, I'm going to be open and honest with you everybody. I'll be glad when the Halloween reviewing and ranting is all over, because I feel like I've been reviewing these movies forever. You know, I've reviewed all the best ones now. In my opinion, we've gone past the good ones. I've reviewed all them, and there's only the bad ones left to review or rant on. And Halloween Resurrection is definitely one of the bad ones. I have no fucking clue why it's called Halloween Resurrection. I don't recall any resurrection of any kind in this movie. Halloween H2O was a refreshing movie, which was 20 years later. Michael Myers came back to get Jamie Lee Curtis' character, Laurie Strode. 20 years later, she was grown up, she was a teacher, had a son, had a boyfriend. We know the story about H2O, please check out my movie review on that. But the ending of that movie was very satisfying, it was nice, and it made sense. No more Halloween movies, no more Michael Myers, obvious reason. Laurie Strode cut off Michael Myers' fucking head. So it's obvious, no more Michael Myers, no more Halloween movies. It ended just nicely, and it wasn't just, Michael Myers wasn't killed off by any character. Killed off by Laurie Strode, the sister, the fucking original character from the Halloween films. It would have made perfect sense. But no, they had to try and make more money, they had to be somebody else who had more of a wiser idea than that. So in 2002, Resurrection comes out. What am I supposed to say about that, everyone? I mean, let's talk about why Michael Myers is back. That's trying to explain his reason for still being alive. So, the best idea they could come up with was the fact that Michael Myers didn't have his head cut off after all. So, Michael Myers has not only been a stalker in the franchise, not only been a killer machine in the franchise, but he's also some sort of quick as a flash Superman character as well. Because we learned that Michael Myers, at the end of H2O, Laurie Strode thought she cut off Michael Myers' head, but that wasn't the case. The realisation was Michael Myers changed clothes with the paramedic, put his mask on the paramedic, and he did all this without nobody noticing. In a matter of minutes, we was convinced that Michael Myers was ran into by the ambulance, went down the fucking hill, got crushed, and then got decapitated with an axe by Laurie. But instead, she decapitated one of the paramedics. So Michael Myers lives. Really? Is that how you explain that Michael Myers lives? I'd have been perfectly more happier if his character wasn't really Michael Myers in Resurrection. I'd be perfectly more satisfied if it was just a different character who was obsessed with Michael Myers and just used his costume and mask to take his name and try and kill people, like they did with Friday the 13th, where it was the father of that boy who got killed and he dressed up as Jason Voorhees and did the killing spree. I'd be much more happy if it was like a stalkerish, obsessive guy who disguised himself as Michael Myers to steal the kings. I'd be much more happy with that idea, but no, it had to be Michael Myers. And what we all know, everybody, is the fact that when you open up a movie, it's the most important part of the movie. It indicates what the movie is going to be like. Gives you a little bit of an intake of what the movie is going to be about. The first half of this movie, I'd have to say, is the worst part of this movie, Resurrection. Because not only do we learn that Michael Myers did all that, but he's still alive, he kills off fucking Jamie Lee Curtis' character Laurie in the first half of this movie. Not even the first half, in the first 15-20 minutes of the movie. Because we learn that Laurie Strode is now in a mental institute. Michael Myers goes there, kills 2 guards, and eventually kills Laurie. Kills Laurie in the first 20 minutes of the movie. The only likeable and well-known original character is finally killed off. Now, I don't know if that was the true intention all along, because Jamie Lee Curtis said that H2O was going to be a final performance in the Halloween films. And she says, oh, well, if you're going to put me in Resurrection, fucking kill me off. I don't give a shit anymore. I can't be asked. I don't want to make no more. If you're going to make another one, just kill me off. I don't give a shit anymore. I think that was the case, and that's exactly what they've done. You could tell at the start of Resurrection, she just wanted to get it over and done with, and quite frankly, I don't fucking blame her. Why would you ruin a great ending like H2O only to make a sequel years later with an excuse of Michael Myers coming back by her mistakenly killing one of the paramedics and bringing her back again? Well, now she's dead. So, what's the point in Michael Myers' existence now? You know, Laurie's dead. Jamie's dead. His niece, his sister, they're dead. So what's the point in his existence? He's killed his family now. What's the point in his fucking existence? Quite frankly, none. Because after when he kills Laurie, he basically puts his phone up his ass and fucking goes home. Back to Haddonfield in his house. And he stays there. Possibly trying to figure out what the fucking point of his existence is going to be from now on. I know when I first reviewed this movie years ago, I was quite young at the time. I kind of said that I had some guilty pleasure moments from this movie, but after getting done watching this movie moments ago, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I think I tried to defend the movie too hard back then, trying to see some good in this movie, because we all know after Halloween 4, the movies went downhill from there. 5 and 6 were terrible. H2O was reasonable in its own ways, but Resurrection, I don't record any resurrection of Michael Myers of any kind in this movie, so I get confused by the title. They killed Jamie Lee Curtis off. Now Michael Myers is in this house, and no point in existing anymore. But they do give him a reason to exist. They give him a reason to exist because now these group of teenagers trespassing the house. And they've got webcams with them on their heads or something like that. Trying to set up this kind of footage or video of where they are for this website on the internet. So Michael Myers has got a reason to kill now because somebody's trespassing in his house. These teenagers. He doesn't appreciate them trespassing, so he kills them off one by one. And that's basically the whole plot of the movie. The fact that he's just killing these teenagers who are trespassing in his own home. Really? I mean, I will admit some things. I'm not going to hate things for the sake of them. But this movie, it is the most unneeded, unnecessary sequel in the history of fucking horror. Gotta be. Yes, I know they made other ones like Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Next Generation. That was fucking horrendous. They've made so many pointless sequels for the sake of money. But Resurrection has definitely got to be up there with one of the worst. Definitely got to be up there with one of the worst sequels ever made, in the point where it's been totally pointless and totally unneeded. Was there really any need for another sequel after H2O? It ended just right. But now they're making another one in 2002, and in fact I'll tell you the exact release date when it was made. Bear with me. I said 2002, July 12th of 2002. And it made $37.7 million in the box office with a budget of $13 million. But it's Halloween once again. We've got all these kids in Haddonfield House. And he's killing them all off one by one. And we get all these other characters. We get Bianca Kinlich or something like that. I can't pronounce the name. Thomas Lang Nicholas, Ryan Mermin, Sean Patrick Thomas, Tara Banks, Brad Laurie playing Michael Myers. Fuck's sake. So we get all these different new characters, all these teenagers. We even got fucking rappers in this fucking movie. Trick or treat, motherfucker. You know, I've got nothing against rappers, You know, I'm not racist or anything like that. But did we really need this in a Halloween movie? Did we really? I know there's some Halloween fans out there who try and defend this movie by saying things like, well, it was a good refreshing idea to have these type of people in Halloween movies, especially if they're rappers. But we didn't really need that. We didn't really need all these catchphrases of different things with Michael. Yeah, there's loads of knife scenes. There's a scene where a guy's head gets crushed. It was a fresh idea, the fact that Michael Myers was being... I'd say it's a refreshing idea about all these kids having these webcams with them, but is it like a Halloween feel type of movie that you'd see them type of things? There's one thing I will give props to. I like Michael Myers' mask in this. I'll admit I liked his mask. It looked more intimidating. That's the only thing I liked about this movie. The first half of the movie really pissed me off. The fact about why Michael Myers still exists. The fact it wasn't his head getting cut off after all. Because I said to myself, how did he survive? Did he grow a new fucking head? Did he pick up his served head and glue it back onto his fucking body? No. They came up with another idea to avoid all their excuses. It was a paramedic all along that Louis Strode's head got cut off. You know, paramedic, not Michael Myers. Look, Jamie Lee Curtis getting killed off. What a great opener. Quite frankly, she was the only likeable original character that I cared about. And now we've got all these teenagers who, quite frankly, I didn't really care for. We've got rappers, you know, saying all these phrases while they're battling Michael Myers. Hand it, they didn't get killed off in stupid fashion. They still fought back and while getting their ass kicked. So that's props. That's something new. Because usually people just get killed off straight away in stupid form. At least in this movie, I suppose, they fought back and we did some sort of fighting back with their lives. But, you know, the ending, I don't quite get the ending. If I was considering making this the last film, why did they leave the ending open for another sequel, like Halloween 9? The fact that Michael Myers wakes up in the morgue. So they thought they was going to make another Halloween movie after this one. So how many Halloween movies were they fucking planning on making? That weren't the fucking case. In fact, we get Rob Zombie making a remake of the first movie and a second movie. And we've had a brand new installment that's recently came out, which stars Jamie Lee Curtis. And that's supposedly have to take place after the first movie, which I've seen at the cinema and I've done a brief thought about it. I ain't done a proper review yet. Supposing that's next to come. But I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This movie was so needed. I've just watched it moments ago and I did look at the clock a lot, wondering how long was going to be left. The Michael Myers mask was intimidating, that's the only good fact. And they had some few refreshing ideas, but still he did not save the movie. Once you have a shit opener and telling bullshit stories about how Michael Myers survived, it kind of ruins it. And now they want to make Halloween 9, really? How far is this going to keep going? How is Michael Myers going to keep coming back? But instead they do remakes of the original films that basically did not need to be touched. Why are they remaking things that were good? The first original Halloween movies, when there's nothing wrong with them. Mind you, the latest movie that came out, that totally ignores Halloween 4, 5, 6 and all the other movies, but they're all a mess now, these Halloween movies. They're all a fucking mess. They've gone in directions we don't appreciate. They've gone in directions where we frankly don't care what's going on. Like the Curse of Michael Myers, the whole thing with the baby and the Thorn and the Druids. But I'm not going to keep repeating myself over the same thing I've said in all the other Halloween movies. Please check out my reviews on that. But Halloween Resurrection has definitely got to be the most unneeded one in the whole franchise. There was no need to make that after H2O. H2O was perfect. It ended just perfectly. But I just had to make another one in 2002, didn't they? Where they're killing off Jamie Lee Curtis's character as an opener. I think what the director was trying to convince everyone is that, oh, we're going to try and make Michael Myers even more scary. We're going to make him even more intimidating by making the audience believe that anyone can die, even Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, and fucking kill off your only likeable original character. So fuck you. Well, I'm just going to say the worst bits are over. There's 3 left. Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 and 2, and the latest instalment that came out recently, but at least with the Rob Zombie films, I'll enjoy making fun of them. This one I just could not be arsed, so sorry if I lacked a lot of things during this review or rant. But what can I say about Halloween Resurrection? It was garbage. We all know it's garbage. You don't need a rant from me to try and tell you how bad this movie was. We've all seen it. We all know it's a piece of shit. A lot of people get guilty pleasures from it. That's fine. We all get guilty pleasure out of certain movies, but Halloween Resurrection just did not appeal to me. It wasn't interesting, and it was bullshit basically. So at least with Rob Zombie's Halloweens, I'll have fun doing some editing and trying to make them entertaining. But this one just cannot be fucking arsed, guys. Glad it's over. That's all I've got to say about that. Ciao.